Welcome back to my channel. It is me, Reid, and today I have a brand new video on my channel. I'll be explaining to you my top 10 looks from this year's Met Gala. The Met Gala is an event that happens every single year, and it's basically an overglorified fundraiser which incorporates celebrities, athletes, actresses, basically anyone in the entertainment field. They show up, pop out. People like me or just people who are fashion enthusiasts take this time to really, not say criticize, but like break down their outfits. And I'm making this video just to showcase my top 10 list to the world and see if people agree with me, disagree with me, and we can have an open discourse in my DMs or in the comment section down below. If you're new to my channel, I make fashion related content across all my social media platforms such as Instagram, TikTok, and this medium of YouTube, so you can find out and follow my fashion journey with the links down in the description. You can like, comment, and also subscribe as well if you enjoyed this content. So the first person I'll be talking to you about is from the women's side, because I have a top 10 for the women and men, and I'm just gonna keep it relatively simple and sweet. There's only two criteria that needs to be met in my opinion to be in my top 10. It has to fit the theme which is going to be, or the theme from the Met Gala is the Garden of Time. That's the theme. And two, it has to be something very thought-provoking or something innovative in the fashion world. So the first person I'll be talking to you about is going to be Taylor Russell. So Taylor Russell is wearing a garment that is primarily made out of wood or some type of rugged material. That's the top portion of her garment. And the bottom portion reminds me of a Greek statue that can be found in a garden. So just off rip, it fits the theme. Something innovative, thought-provoking, and just looking at it from a totality standpoint, it's something that is definitely pushing the envelope and something that is a top 10 look in comparison to every single person that attended this event. The next person in my top 10 might be a little bit controversial, but it is Doja Cat. Doja Cat is wearing something very provocative. It doesn't really leave anything to the imagination, but she's wearing a elongated white t-shirt that is soaked in some type of liquid, I would assume water. For the most part, her garment is something, in my opinion, that was a little bit tacky, but when I took a step back from it, I had to really realize that she was really trying to like allude, or like, yeah, she was trying to really allude to like a Greek statue, as I mentioned previously with Taylor Russell. It's something, a Greek statue is primarily found in gardens, and it's a timeless look because people throughout history have looked at these statues in awe and just really try to understand like the beauty and like the meaning behind those statues. And it's something, again, that in regards to Doja Cat, like it kind of fits the theme if you really think deeply into it, and it's something very thought-provoking because damn near every single person on the internet, specifically like Twitter and Instagram, have been criticizing her for her choice of garment. But with that aside, she was definitely like a top 10 look in my opinion. The next person I'll be talking to you about is Erykah Badu. Erykah Badu wore a garment made by Comme des Garçons. It's an item that is very colorful, very vibrant, very dynamic, and it definitely fits the theme. So that's why her outfit specifically is a top 10 look in my opinion, just because it's something unique and thought-provoking, but it's also very fun, and that's something I really enjoy within fashion. It has to be something fun. It can't be too serious. It can't be too serious, if you get what I'm trying to say. And the next person I'm going to talk to you about is Nicki Minaj. So Nicki Minaj is wearing a garment made by Marni. It's very form-fitting. It's an item, or her base layer in her outfit, it's made out of like some textured material. It reminds me of like some old school European artists, like how they make their paintings. Like, I'll put up a reference in what I'm talking about, but her garment is very thought-provoking. It's very nice, so it fits the box, checks off one of the boxes, and it's also just like, it's on theme. Like, she's playing into the garden aspect of it, and the thing that really set her outfit apart is just the accessories on her dress, which is like the metal flowers for sure. The next person I'll be talking to you about is Tala. The designer was made by Balmain. It is a sand gown that is honestly, I would say like breathtaking in the sense of just like how the designer like implemented a material of sand into something functional, if that makes sense. Well, functional in the sense of like something aesthetically pleasing, but not functional as in like, all right, she can do like a backflip and whatever. Anyways, so one, she fits the theme just because she's playing into the time aspect. So Sand is something used in like hourglasses, and she's also holding her hourglass as an accessory. So all for that, she's checked off the boxes. But like diving into the details of her outfit, she has like a sand patch on her left shoulder, a sand patch on her right forearm, and if you zoom into the garment, like it's literally made out of sand. Like the whole, like from top all the way down to the extended portion of her gown is made out of sand. So like regardless of the fact, like that designer did their job of pushing the envelope and making a material that you would never think to be used as like a garment, and it's something phenomenal to look at. So that's why she's in my top 10 for sure. Next person is Lana Del Rey. So Lana Del Rey, I had to kind of like double back to why I wanted her to be in my top 10, because there's 263 different people, 263 different outfits, and I kind of looked past her outfit at first, just because I was like, all right, this might be a little bit too tacky. But with that being said though, again, hindsight is 2020, so I look back at her outfit again. I'm just like, wow, it's definitely something that's like pushing the envelope for sure. Like her base outfit is a beige dress that is wrapped around with like thorns, or just type of like some type of poison ivy type of vibe, and it goes from her gown all the way up to her head, and her crown or whatever, like it's branches that is holding up a shroud over her head. And it reminds me of just like the shroud that people wear on the wedding day, like whatever. But it's also just like it leaves something to the imagination, and that's something that's very, I guess, important in the sense of like, all right, fashion, yes, you're supposed to like get it at first glance, but it's also just like it makes you think. And her outfit definitely is making me think like, wow, like this is something very aesthetic and something pivotal in like the fashion industry, in my opinion, or just something fun too. Like it's very unique, checks off the boxes, it goes into the theme of like fitting the garden, and I'm just like, wow, this is a top 10 look for sure. All right, the next person I'll be talking to you about is Gigi Hadid. All right, so before I would go into that, Lana Del Rey, her designer was Alexander McQueen. Next person is Gigi Hadid. Her outfit was made by the artist Brown, BRWNE. For the most part, her outfit is just a white base or white dress with petals across the garment, and green leaves and like yellow petals across the garment. Something very clean, something not too over the top. I really enjoy it, and that's why she's a top 10 person in my list. Argue with yourself, but sometimes simple is better than too much. The next person I'll be talking to you about is Mona Patel. Her designer was La Roche, and for the most part, her outfit from first glance looks very plain and very simple. However, her dress and her garment is functional, and it has, from my research, she has kinetic petal flowers. So the things on her arm, they open and close that looks like kind of like butterflies. If you know like the butterfly effect, that's a time-based term. So like basically if you affect one thing in the past, it affects something in the future. And that's just something that was just in my mind. I was like, all right, that kind of resembles the animatronics or the kinetic flowers on her arms. And for the most part, her dress is just very simple, very beautiful. However, it's so simple to the point where like you just have to just acknowledge like the whole thing totality. Like yes, the dress was simple, but like the thing that stole the show with her outfit was her the garments on, all the items on her arm. So like yes, she fits the theme, something thought-provoking, something innovative, and that's a top 10. The next person I'll be talking about is Tessa Thompson. So Tessa Thompson is wearing a dress made by Chanel. It's a gown made by Chanel, I should say. It's very simple. It's black and white. Can't really go wrong black and white. But the thing that really steals the show is two things. There's the pattern on her dress, which is just like a white outlines of like flowers, and also that she's also wearing she's also holding a basket filled with flowers. So like something very simple, something clean. It fits it checks the boxes of it's on theme, and it's something thought-provoking. And I can't really lie, simplicity is good in some aspects, and this is a good example of that. The last person I'll be talking to you about is Zendaya. So Zendaya is one of, if not one of the most popular female or woman actresses in the world, and she's been in like Dune, she's been in Euphoria, she's been in Challenger, so like she's been on a pretty good track record in the sense of producing like blockbuster movies. And I would think she would have stepped out and like done a little bit more at the Met. However, her first outfit, so she has two, I'm not gonna go through two of them, but her first outfit was very tamed, and I would think it would, like, if you're popping out to the Met Gala, like, you're kind of like stepping on people's next type of vibe, if that makes sense. But like, she was very reserved, but with doing that, it's something that's very like, all right, subtle. I really enjoy subtle for sure. And the thing that really stole the show was just like the rose petals as like her hat, or like bouquet of rose petals on her hat, and that kind of like accentuates just, I guess, the beauty of the flow from the garment, from the hat all the way down to the end of her gown. Her gown is like super ridiculously long, but yeah, again, it's on theme, subtle, clean, and it's definitely thought-provoking, because like I was really thinking like, like what exactly is she trying to like convey with this. Then she popped out with her second outfit, but I think the first outfit was good enough, and it's a top 10 look in my opinion. So those are the top 10 looks for the women. Now I'll be talking to you about my top 10 looks for the men. So the first person I'll be talking to you about is Wisdom. His garment was made by Robert Wan. It's basically, he's emulating like a burnt rose. His whole garment is a very vibrant red. He has a hat on. He has like a big rose on the chest, and the accessories of just like the silver items, it's there. It's on theme, it's thought-provoking, something eye-catching, and it's a top 10 look. Next person I'll be talking to you about is Usher. He's wearing an Alexander McQueen garment, very clean suit. He has like details of like rose on the chest of his jacket. Also, he's holding a rose in his hand. The thing that like made his outfit like kind of like over the top was like his watch that he has on. It's a very vibrant color, and again, he's killing two birds with one stone. He found the theme of the garden. He also incorporated the theme of time. So like that's a top 10 clean look. So the next person I have on my list is Lil Nas X. So something on first glance, it doesn't really look like he's on theme at all. However, when I did more research on like what makes his outfit unique, Vogue was telling me that the reason why that he's wearing a super protective or like outer layer is just because like that's him before. Then when he takes it off, it's just him shredding away like his older self or his previous self into like where he is now as an individual. Basically the idea, the concept of like, all right, evolving and just like changing with the times, or like changing with the season, like that was the type of vibe that he was giving off at the Met. And with that notion in mind, like yes, he does fit the theme of like of time, and also just like he's symbolizing like what a flower does, like it changes with time as well. So just like with that notion, I was like, all right, that has to be a top 10 look. Like that symbolism is just top tier, and that's something that stood out to me, and that's why he's on my list. The next person I'll be talking about is Lewis Hamilton. Lewis Hamilton is wearing a garment made by Burberry. Very, very clean suit. He's basically wearing all black. The coat has the details. If you zoom in, you see that there's like rose petals or just like flowers embroidered into his jacket. But that's not really the main takeaway for me. The main takeaway for me is the accessories, specifically the thorn necklace that he has on. Top tier. He did his thing. He understood the assignment, and that's why he's a top 10 look. Next person I'll be talking to you about is Odell Beckham. I couldn't really find the designer of his suit, but primarily the only thing that really was like a telltale takeaway from his suit was the jacket. The jacket is very nice, very colorful. Even though it's black, it's like very vibrant. I can't really say too much about it. It's just very clean. Simplicity definitely takes hold, and sometimes a little bit of less is better than more, and that's why his outfit is the top 10 in my opinion. Next person I'll be talking to you about is Jonathan Bailey. Jonathan Bailey is wearing a low suit. It's very clean, white jacket, black trousers, black shoes. Biggest takeaway is just that flower on the chest. Clean, straight to the point. I really enjoy this look. It's like, again, sometimes less is more, and that's just why he's a top 10 person on my list. Next person I'll be talking about is Josh O'Connor. He's wearing a low suit. Josh O'Connor was recently in the Challengers movie. Great movie, I highly recommend. But his outfit is something that's like very non-traditional in the fashion world. He has a very elongated jacket that goes to like a point, like tails, like a ducktail. I found this to be very unique, but the biggest takeaway is just the shoes. I'm a very shoe-centric type of person. As you see from my collection, I collect a lot of shoes. I really enjoy what shoes do to your outfit, and his shoes definitely were the talking point of the outfit. And just off the notion of that, thought-provoking, clean, it's a top 10 look in my opinion. Next person I'm gonna talk to you about is Ben Simmons. Ben Simmons is a NBA basketball player. He's like 6'8", whatever. So like sometimes when people who are that tall are into fashion, sometimes it looks a little bit wonky, but the proportion and his designer of Tom Brown really did his thing. The texture of the suit, the texture of the suit, the accessories, or just like the embroidery of like the flower on the jacket, clean look. But the biggest takeaway from his outfit was the briefcase with the analog clock on top of it. Phenomenal work. That has to be a top 10 look. If you disagree, you might be a hater, but with that, you still gotta appreciate how well his outfit came together, and that's why he's a top 10 look. Next person that we talked to you about is Bad Bunny. Bad Bunny's outfit was kind of top tier in my opinion, just off the notion of just like the details. The hat, clean. The jacket, clean. His accessories, leather gloves, the flower on the chest, the flower petals all across the jacket, clean. The red hint on the trousers, clean. Like if you go down to the shoes, he has like some tabby shoes on with like horse hooves on top of it. Like if you know, you know. And this is a clean look. And the person or the designer who made this is Mason Margiela, because Mason Margiela makes tabby shoes, so like, all right, that kind of clicks to your brain. But the whole outfit overall, top 10 look. I cannot stress that enough. It is such a beautiful outfit, and the person who's wearing it definitely pulls it off. So all right, next person that we have on our list is Colin Domingo. Colin Domingo was wearing a very simple outfit, wearing a white elongated jacket with some black trousers with an accessories of flowers in his hand. Very elegant look. He was paying homage to the late great Chadwick Boseman, and he did justice with that. Top 10 look. He's on theme. Outfit is clean, very thought-provoking. I enjoy it, and that's a top 10 look. All right, the last person I'll be talking to you about is Dan Levy. So Dan Levy was wearing a suit that was basically I would say ombre, or but it's like a gradient from like flowers into black. Clean. I really enjoyed how his look turned out. Yeah, I can't really say much. Like, he's on theme, thought-provoking item. No one else from what I've seen from the Met has done anything that incorporates anything transitional. And with that aspect, or with that attribute, his outfit has to be a top 10 look for sure. So with that is my conclusion of my top 10 looks for the men and women. I know this video is kind of long. I talked about 20 different items, 20 different people, 20 different outfits, 20 different designers. But yeah, phenomenal work from this year's Met Gala. Yeah, great work. Shout out to my friends who inspired me to make this video. Shout out to my friend Nicole in India for allowing me to, like, our discourse inspired me to like actually like sit down, go through the Met, go through the outfits, and like take out and dissect outfits. So like, shout out to you for help making this video happen. But with that being said though, if you enjoy this type of content, or you want to see more type of content just like me breaking down outfits, or just like me talking about different events in the fashion world, subscribe to the channel, like this video, comment down below what was your favorite part, what are some criticisms you might have had, like what are some people you thought should have been on my list, or some people you thought should not have been on my list, and let's continue this conversation down below. But with that being said though, this is Reid signing off. Peace.